How's it going, guys? My name is Luis, and with E3 next month, it's time to talk PlayStation and what we can expect from the big company and Mr. Shuei Yoshida himself. So last year, Sony really focused on hardware, especially during the holiday season, releasing both a PS4 Pro and a PlayStation VR, both of which aren't doing dramatically well as compared to the original PS4 and the PS4 Slim, but they basically came out and they had some hype behind them, but now they're starting to die down with very minimal support on PSVR and not that many amazing features with the PlayStation 4 Pro, especially when you compare it to the likes of Project Scorpio, which is also going to be at E3 later this year, and much more powerful and pretty much just blowing the PS4 Pro out of the water. The only main difference between Sony and Microsoft, though, that's really keeping Sony afloat is the software, and that's where really the main focus is going to be at E3 this year in terms of PlayStation, the software and the video games. So Sony's playing a really interesting part right now where they just released a bunch of hardware and they also detailed all of their software pretty much leading up way into really late 2018 and possibly early 2019. So it's time to get details on those games coming out this year as well as games coming out sometime next year. Starting off with Spider-Man from Insomniac Games. And that game was announced last year at E3, but we didn't really get too much gameplay. We may have gotten gameplay, but no one's really sure because it was more of a cinematic trailer than anything. But it would make sense to get that game out sometime this year to coincide with the release of Spider-Man Homecoming and build off that hype of the film, even though they're not directly connected. My guess is we'll be getting the game sometime this holiday 2017. Now, aside from that new Spider-Man game, we're also definitely going to be getting an update on Quantic Dream's new game, Detroit Becoming Human, or Become Human, which is essentially the spiritual successor to Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain. It was also revealed last year, and we got a sort of a teaser trailer for it in a montage that Sony released on their YouTube channel earlier this year that was specifically made for titles coming out in this year. They later backtracked it and just called it the future of PlayStation, but we can sort of presume that Detroit Become Human is possibly coming out later this year, so we can definitely expect a demo gameplay trailer along with a release date possibly sometime later this holiday season, if that original montage trailer sort of leaked any information at all. During PlayStation Experience last December, we also got the reveal of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy and The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I think it's pretty early to expect any gameplay from The Last of Us Part 2. We might get some sort of teaser trailer that shows more of the story and what this game is going to be about. I'll be pretty surprised if we actually see a gameplay trailer already, but who knows what might happen. I'm just not expecting to see a ton of content regarding The Last of Us Part 2. What I am expecting to hear a lot about is Uncharted: Lost Legacy, which is coming out later this year, and it is a DLC title for Uncharted 4, but it's standalone, so you'll be able to buy this game as its own game and adventure without having to own the previous Uncharted 4 games. So definitely expect to see a story trailer of sorts for that DLC title, along with the release date and price. My guess is sometime in August, September with a $40 price tag. Now, another thing you should assume we'll be getting an update on are the three major reveals that were released back in 2015. That was the reveal of The Last Guardian, or the re-release or re-reveal of it, Shenmue 3, and as well as Final Fantasy VII the Remake. We already got Last Guardian released, but we still haven't heard any information on Shenmue 3 since it's been project funded, nor that many details of Final Fantasy VII the Remake. We've heard bits and details here and there from Square Enix how it might be episodic, and it might not be exactly the same as the original game, that they might change up some styles of it just to make it more approachable to new players like they did it with Final Fantasy 15, but we haven't heard that much information just yet. So I really assume we'll be getting some updates on both of those titles, especially Shenmue 3, since that one's been pretty much left in the dark since the day it's been revealed or announced. Now, as far as bolder predictions go, I definitely see something coming from Sucker Punch. It's been way too long since we've heard anything from them. The last game they pretty much developed was Infamous Second Son, and then the standalone DLC that came along with that game, Infamous First Light, and those were back in 2014, I believe in August. So it's been quite a long time since we've heard anything out of them. They haven't released anything, they haven't announced anything. It's definitely time for them to show what they've been working on. And that can quite easily be a brand new Infamous game, it could be a new entry in the Sly Cooper series, but those are pretty much the two main series they worked on in terms of for Sony. So if it's neither one of those series, chances are it might be a brand new IP, something similar to the style of Studio Bend where they're just completely making a new game called Days Gone. So we might see a brand new IP straight out of Sucker Punch pretty soon. Now, the other studio we should talk about is Media Molecule, who's been working on this game called Dream since, I think, 2012 at this point. They pretty much announced it with Tearaway as a second project and then revealed it officially as a real game in 2015. Said there would be some sort of demo in 2016. That never happened, and that got pushed over to 2017. So who knows what's happening with this game anymore. It's been in development for so long, and just the straight up focus of it and the point of the game is very bizarre and vague that we seen so much we've seen so much gameplay of it, but we still don't know what the hell it is. Very similar to the No Man's Sky perspective, where we saw so much of it, yet we didn't really understand a lot of it at the same time. I'm expecting that we're either going to get a rebranding of this game released sometime this year, or just scrap the project altogether, but definitely some sort of update on what the hell this game or project eventually is going to become. So that's what I'm expecting out of Sony at E3 next month, a pretty much software-driven focused presentation, mostly giving updates on games that we've already heard of but haven't seen very much gameplay of yet. There's still games out there that have been revealed that we don't know much about, like God of War, Days Gone, games that are possibly coming out later this year or next year. But I'm expecting to see a lot more updates and actual reveals and announcements, since we've had so many of them in just the past few months and years that still haven't come out yet. So that's what I'm expecting. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you think is going to be announced? Any surprise announcements I didn't say? Let me know in the comment section below. While you're down there, be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to be notified for more content just like this one. We're still doing a Microsoft predictions video later this week, so stay tuned for that one. And as always, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.